We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, Zach, keeping up with the prostate ads. Elias, what's up, buddy?
Sure am. How you doing?
Have you started doing the math on that? You are less than 2 years away from a...
Oh, absolutely. I gotta see Dr. Jellyfinger any day now.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. Got a whole gaggle of episodes all lined up for you. If this is your first time checking in, make sure you listen to these other episodes. Rate, review, subscribe, and the next time you get invited to a baby shower, maybe it's prematurely, maybe it's a couple days before, go to that shower.
Teamer. Yeah.
You go to that shower and you have a good time and you tell them, hey, congrats on the sex. But more importantly, we got a great show for you. It's called Booze Your Daddy because we like when people like us, but we love when people hate us.
Please tell them at the baby shower because we won't be there.
We will be there.
Well, then you can give the card for me because I shan't be attending. As a B teamer, which means we were the second wave of invitations, the both of us were. And it's a Jets home game. That's more important. Or more relevant. I would go if I didn't have a Jet game. Because I like the people.
Got a great episode planned for tonight. But before we get into it, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
Who cares? You pay your bet.
Nah, 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 nah. Shot, shot, shot.
Yeah, we're gonna rock you.
I grabbed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I do feel bad about this, but it's my show and I'm taking another wee-wee in the mouth anyways. But it's a Cafe Granada Coffee Liqueur.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, it looked delicious. I figured, why not? You know, we're doing a bunch of these. I didn't have
a lot of bananas recently, like 400 bananas.
I had like 198 of them. It was terrible. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up is right. Ooh, that looks like boozy Starbucks.
Good aftertaste, but the viscosity was bad. I had to gulp it in the middle there.
It looked like motor oil. It looked like... Yeah.
And my own punishment.
Like STP.
Stone Temple Pilots?
Them too.
Because, hey, why not? It's Wee Wee Willie back for round 2. So, hey, Raiders, here's to ya.
They cost me a knockout pool. Ooh. Ridiculous. Well, I've got a Sam Adams, so there's that.
Because it's sterile, and I like the taste.
Good. I got Sam Adams. You got a dribbles down your shirt, so you're looking an idiot.
Oh, I'm soaking wet right now. This looks like I actually just came from the OR.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Well, keeping up with it, thanks to the Queen of Scream for my Old Bay tin. Zach, I thought this might actually help my luck. I bought this before the game in Raven Spirit. I haven't had this flavor, and it says Death Row Records on it, but it is Grape Happy Dad in a big-ass can.
That's good. And,
oh my God.
Death Row, and it's grape flavored. Are they just leaning into this thing?
This is way before Diddy went to jail, but
this is grape soda.
This is 24 ounces. Will 24 ounces fit in this tin? Yes or no?
To the rim.
Here's a rim job.
Yeah.
Release the Kraken.
I think it goes to the rim.
All right, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
At least I didn't shake it up this time.
Is it purple?
No, it's clear. It's clear bullshit, Zach.
You know the bullshits have been colored bullshits.
Ooh, we're getting. Oh my God.
To the rim.
Not even close. I had room for another couple ounces in there.
She's fantastic. That cup is great.
I know, right? She's sneaky underrated.
I always liked her. Yeah, she's better than he is.
He's piece of shit.
So she's doing her like Scream stuff and watching all these horror movies. Like, does he like that stuff too? Or he's doing puzzles.
I have no idea, but the story of their first date was they went to a scary movie and he hated it, but he went because he liked her. I thought that was nice.
The movie Janice and I saw on our first date was The Faculty. It was terrible.
Julia had that at a bachelorette party where that was one of the questions they asked, and it was, what was the first movie you watched with your significant other? So she comes home, she goes, what was the first movie we saw? I'm like, the first half of Dunkirk? True story.
That movie's all right.
All right, Zachy, episode 247. Calling this one the
Spank. I have to say Spank Bank. Spank Bank. Ew.
What do you think we're going to be talking about today on this fine program?
One of two things. Either a legit sperm bank, so cool, or when you like Take a mental note of a pretty girl or guy so that you can, finish the job later.
And 2 strikes are almost out. Because this is a family program, I just wanted to go with some type of alliteration because today we're going to be talking about spanking.
That's not alliteration, that's rhyming.
You're not wrong. My bad. Grammar police all of a sudden. Zach, this past weekend.
Call me what you want to call me.
This awful Nazi.
That too.
This past weekend, Julia and I on Sunday morning went to this private beach thing right in our area. Really cool spot where they had baby music. What do you call it? Where 2 grown-ups go up there and play real music, but the whole time everything sounds like this because we're singing, we're dancing, and Zach wants more props in the show anyways.
Ooh, maracas. I do like that. It's like bar mitzvah maracas. It's baby music. Yeah, you had it.
Right. We did that. It was a really fun time. Meanwhile, there's a bar. I wasn't feeling good enough to eat. You can stay there for the day on the beach. There's food trucks. It actually was a really cool time that when the weather's nicer, we'll definitely be going back. And there's another thing that happens that we will get to in our Pishadoo list. But as we're leaving, I'm holding Milo. And the nice thing about this little private concert thing on the beach is, let's just say, yes, there was security there. And they looked in my bag. But it was all people that you could have left a Rolex out. And that Rolex would have been there when you got back, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to leave. And there is security getting into it with a young lady and her family. Behind the security is a lady in a motorized scooter who is giving them the business. Security guard is separating the 2 of them, and she's like, "That's not how you talk to children." And the lady's like, "Who are you to tell me what to say to my kids?" Zach, this is great. Because this, by the way, security guard, maybe 85. Like, they weren't doing anything. So Julia's like, come on, let's go this way. I saw who was involved with this, and I knew that we had already been screened when we went in. I said, no, I want to see where this is going because we're not getting stabbed or shot. Apparently, it was over the lady disciplining her kids. I've come here a ton of times. I'll talk to my kids the way I want to talk to them. So I left thinking one of 2 things. She dropped an F-bomb to her kid, or episode 247, she got to the spanking.
Or she called the security guard the magic word. You can't spank a kid in public anymore.
Well, that was going to be my thoughts. Is
what do you care?
What do I care? I was there for the entertainment. I wanted to see this kid
if
again.
You whacked Milo across the ass in public, what the hell does a bystander give a shit? How is that their fight?
So let's start. What could this lady have done that would have made it okay for another person to get a security guard to say, that lady just said, that lady just did? Like, hit a kid across the face?
Shake him like British nanny style, like really give it to him.
Oh, my pearls!
Yeah, exactly. Slap across the ass. The classics never die.
Okay.
Sweep the leg. I don't know. Like, what are you doing to a kid? Like, throw him into a wall?
There wasn't a wall there. They were sitting in one of those little mountain rocker chair thingies. I couldn't figure out what happened. But the lady said, and I quote, "I will never be back here." So we'll never see her again. Yeah,
great. Yeah, a place like that relies on repeat business. Who gives a shit?
So that happened, which I guess I just wanted to share with you. And then the other thing is, man, my knees are killing me from that spank bank that we went to. Oh. Zach, I was on my knees in the sand playing with Milo, making sure he was okay.
Yeah, when you finished that story, my knees are killing me from that spank bank.
My knees are raw from being in the sand. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, you get down on your knees in the sand. Those beach ball volleyball players have a new respect as far as I'm concerned.
Like Karch Kurai?
Who?
He's an old timer. My era.
You're so fucking old.
Okay, speaking of being hit into a wall, if that's what we're doing, we got an email yesterday. Apparently, it got fairly real. Zoe and her bestie got into it, and Zoe apparently pushed her, which I said to Zoe, so like, did you just give her a little like back off or step off, or did you shove her? She goes, well, it was a wall was right there. Like, so you shoved her into a wall?
Head hit and everything?
I don't know. I don't think so.
At school?
It was on a field trip, I think, at West Point.
Well, I think she may be going to West Point at some point.
A dishonorable discharge. Records are sealed.
As long as you've been on the show, you've been saying 2 things. 1, you brag about your kid in taekwondo. And 2, I just want her to have a voice. You turned her into a bully.
She was being bullied, and she just
Your little kid being bullied. She pushed her bestie.
the bestie was being a pain in the ass because she Indian gave. Or whatever Native American gave. Native American gave her stickers.
That's not okay either. Accusing those people of doing that, I think, is the problem, not the naming of it.
Those people, the fucking Sioux Nation over there, gave her some stickers and then took them back. And then Zoe, hands off my purse and shoved. I don't know what she said.
Wow.
She didn't say that, but
punches thrown.
No, they didn't drop the gloves. Two hits. Her hitting her, and the other hitting the wall.
That is, of all the stupid shit like our grandparents or parents said, that one I wish they brought that one back. There are going to be 2 hits, me hitting you and you hitting the floor.
It's incredible.
That was a good one. I heard something today that blew my mind. If we're being offensive, ready for the most anti-Semitic thing I heard? One of my patients starts telling me about a guy who plays a Jew harp. I went, I'm sorry, come again? She goes, yeah, Jew harp. No, I'm sorry.
Did she get it on sale? What's a Jew harp?
No idea. But wait, it gets better. So I start looking it up, and it's called a jaw harp, a mouth harp, but the technical name is a Jew harp, Jew. It is a thing that you can't even really be seen. It's a metal piece that gets put in the mouth, and it has a little dinger that sticks out. And you hum into this metal piece as you flick the thing, the original sound of funk. Like the sound of
George Clinton and the Jew harps.
I'm telling you, you're gonna listen to Jew harp after this. It is that when you're playing a keyboard and you click funk, and every note you hit is that like didgeridoo kind of funky sound.
The Bound Chicka Wah Wah is the Jew harp.
No, Bound Chicka Wah Wah is a wah wah pedal on a guitar, which I have and can produce on this podcast.
You can make porn music.
Yeah,
now.
Well, I'm not Shannon Sharp. It's good, right?
Very good.
Anyway, I had no idea this thing called a Jew harp. Now, I immediately think I want to play one, get one, but putting metal in my mouth and I don't know if that's for me.
Why not? It's your harp.
Your mouth.
Do it.
It's not my harp. It's our harp.
It's our harp. We'll learn together.
Okay.
I'm into it. I'm seeing Blues Traveler soon. I'm doing all this stuff. Want to come? I got an extra ticket.
Fat or skinny? No, thank you.
Medium-sized. Apparently, your friend Molly, or my sassy friend, her brother saw Blues Traveler in the day and wasn't paying attention and caught a harmonica to the face.
Great story.
It's a great story. He didn't even get to keep it. It bounced off. It's almost got it. He just got drilled.
Feeling jerky? Let's get quirky.
All right, buckle up. I've got a bunch. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we talked about old college players last week. Hold my beer. Kicker on Colorado State. 31 years old, and he's got 3 kids. 3 kids. There they are. 3 girls. Poor bastard. Yeah, Jordan Noyes.
I said that today. Got a big laugh out of a patient's helper.
What, poor bastard.
So he was saying he had 3 girls. That's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But the guy's hearing, he doesn't really hear so well. So I can say just about anything under my breath, and she's dying of laughter, and he doesn't hear anything.
Twins cut prospect after he allegedly told batters pitches that were coming. What?
Number 4. Sunk my submarine.
Oh, Derek Bender is terrific. He wanted the season to be over. He's Crash Davis.
Here's why I'm not sure about this. Maybe he does that enough, and then when there's a really crucial at-bat, he tells them the wrong pitch.
No, he said he wanted the season to be over. He was just done. Meanwhile, he's been raking, apparently. So, Mets, go pick this guy up.
And he'll never play again. I didn't know that's a death penalty type of thing for your career.
Bad.
He'll never play again.
I mean, because Jenna and I did this on Saturday, and this broke, I was excited. Not that. No. Not bad, but Joe Buck shattered his wife's ankle headstand on a golf tee. Playing golf, he shattered her ankle with a ball. She was a gymnast. She did a headstand, and he teed off, and he shattered her ankle, apparently.
Off of her ankle?
Apparently.
I don't understand. Her head is on the tee. Where's her ankle?
Up.
And he hit it. It doesn't make sense. He
drilled her in the ankle with a golf ball, which required surgery.
That's not good.
Maybe he's not a good golfer. I don't know.
He's just a voice at this point. You know, the guy I wanted to talk about, Derek Bender. Did you ever watch Futurama ever?
Yeah.
That Bender robot character is an all-timer.
He's good. The show is very
All-timer.
underrated.
Very underrated. It's been canceled and brought back too many
Like
times.
Bundy was in the first couple episodes, was an excellent show.
Yeah, I mean the lobster guy kind of creeped me out a little bit, but
He wasn't good.
the Bender character was
Bender's
so
good.
funny.
Real good.
Okay.
Bride blasts 70% of her wedding guests for failing to give a gift. Why shameless Gen Zers show up empty-handed. And apparently it is a thing. 70% of Gen Z people don't give wedding gifts.
Bitches. What would you give me?
I gave you me.
Okay. They say 70% gave the gift of them.
Yeah, but I worked for it up there. I was sweating like an animal. Steve-O cancels breast implant surgery after profound conversation with transgender stranger. You're the stranger?
No, I thought it was because somebody told him, hey, buddy, this has been done before.
Yeah, so there's that. What hasn't been done before? What happens in Disney stays in Disney. NYC educrats some educator took their own kid to the Magic Kingdom on a trip that was meant for homeless students.
Oh,
I thought their own kid just to get a free trip.
Educrats? I thought these were going to be aristocrats that were edging.
Ew. That's not bad. But no, this is like a rich kid's. So there's that. Buying a murder house could save you a bundle if you can handle the terror. You can get the Menendez place. You can get Nicole Brown's place at a steal. They're all on the market.
10%? What's a steal?
So Nicole Brown's place it was bought originally for $625,000, and then it was asking $795,000, and it went for $520,000 in 2006.
Yeah, I'll take 6 of those.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man.
It's a steal. You can get the Menendez guy's house for a good off the market too.
Ignorance is bliss with this, because your apartment, you have no idea what's been done inside those walls. But the fact that you don't know, you're okay with.
Oh, I absolutely know what's been happening in these walls. 2 old Israelis came here and they got it on family, and they had old time Judaica all over the place. These walls could scream. They got plenty of that. Shakira storms off stage after seemingly scolding a fan for filming her upskirt, essentially, at a Miami nightclub. Now, granted, why the hell is Shakira dancing on stage? And that's what's going to happen. We have phones, and she's up above us.
She's wearing underwear, and why is she performing? The same reason.
No, she just got up there Coyote Ugly style and started dancing, and then she scolded someone. So is she wearing underwear? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't get that in depth into it.
Her hips don't lie, Zach.
Her hips don't lie. You know what else doesn't lie about underwear? Delta pushes strict underwear regulations for flight attendants in eyebrow-raising memo. This apparently took 2 pages. 2 pages. By the way, what the fuck's a memo? It can't be an email. It's like a physical memo. Everyone gets into their mailbox. 2-page memo explaining that they all need to wear the proper garment, including underwear. They all have to wear underwear.
How do they know who's wearing underwear?
They know. They all know.
What are we serving? Chicken or chicken?
Fish. They're serving fish. They are. RFK Jr. says he's being investigated for decapitating a beached whale. This guy's tremendous. And he apparently took the head across state lines, so now it's a federal case, a felony. This guy, I want him back. Can he get back in? I want him back in.
When people are arguing back and forth, my dad's big, when you tell a woman, calm down, my dad's version of calm down is, don't make this a federal case.
Pretty good. Singles shop for love by adding these secret coded foods to their grocery cart. Apparently there is a supermarket in Spain where it's not just the upside down pineapple, different foods that you bring in there provide different swingers things. She can attest. She went there looking to bang.
Oh, I thought she was listening to get some guacamole and walked out with some cack.
She certainly did. But yeah, there's all kinds of different foods that you can put in that they all know what to get, and they come up to you and then you just bang. But it's on. You have to do it.
What are the foods, Zach? Do some investigating.
They didn't get into too much detail outside of pineapples. A lot of them know the stuff though. They know what to do. Las Vegas strip club turns $150,000 Tesla Cybertruck into a mobile jiggle joint. Now you had me a jiggle joint. That's alliteration. Complete with dancing pole and nearly nude girls.
You lost me at nearly nude.
I know.
That's a bad alliteration.
Why is this anything special other than jiggle joint? It's just a pickup truck with girls dancing in the back. It's been done for years. But Crazy Horse Las Vegas. What?
I've never had
drive around jiggling.
What jiggle joints are you driving by?
I don't know. They drive around and jiggle. Yeah. In a story we broke wide open a few weeks ago about UFOs, the truth is out there. And now I don't particularly like her because she put a bullet in Al Franken, but Congress gets update on UFOs from Pentagon as Gillibrand presses for data. Kristen Gillibrand of this fine state said, "This is a priority for me." UFOs are a priority for her, so now she's got my vote. It's a priority for me as well, because I really want to know what's out there, what's coming for me. It's a 5 on my list. Clearly, it's like an 8 on hers. You told me to rank it 1 to 10.
Okay.
All right. Hero is not a word I throw around often. John Bon Jovi talked a woman off of suicide.
Happened like Wednesday last week, right after our show.
Yeah, he's just walking by, and he talks her literally from killing herself. At this point, she's got him by the balls. She could ask for anything. Listen, I'll go back out there. Come on, man. Give me a job. Put me on stage. Let me bang Sambora. Like, you can start making... He's a genie at that point. You can start making 3 wishes.
We were talking...
money, and, like, you're going to kill yourself if he doesn't start ponying up.
You know what I took from that story? I would move John Bon Jovi down in my death pool, because if he's willing to talk somebody off a ledge, he's not willing to get on the ledge.
He'll get on the ledge. He's Batman. He just solved it ahead of time. Maybe he sang Bed of Roses. I don't know what he sang to her, but I would start asking him for stuff. Come on, make me a roadie. Let me manage your next whatever. The guy's worth $1 gajillion. He'll figure out a way to make your life better.
I know I'm supposed to care. I'm supposed to care about Bon Jovi and Springsteen because I'm in New Jersey. Neither of them have put out a song in 20 years that I care about.
Okay. How about this? You're a big fan of The Wire, right?
Okay. For the sake of this, I'll do it.
Sure. I haven't heard about a pager story since The Wire until today, when absolute fire broke.
Go on.
Thousands of Hezbollah fighters injured in Lebanon when their new pagers all simultaneously exploded, causing horrifying wounds to their groins and hands.
Yes.
Israel apparently sold them bombed pagers, like beepers, so that at a certain point they can hit the button and all these Hezbollah people pagers will just blow up. The footage is phenomenal. They're like at grocery stores and like their groins and hands just blow up.
I guess
they buy pagers from their sworn enemy, though.
Israelis are always the ones in charge of phones and pagers. That's why they're always like, "Hey, I want to sell you this. It's really good.
This is new Motorola pager, 1994. It's good for you. It's a fancy price. Whatever you want, man. You're the boss." Who the hell is still using pagers?
They don't want their cellular data.
You can have that kind of technology on a pager where you can set off a 2,000 pager bomb. It's incredible.
The Israeli Defense Force has just constantly been known as this high intelligent, willing to, beat anybody, like pound for pound, if you will. And like they killed a major Hezbollah leader, or Hamas, one of them, a couple months ago with a bomb in their house that they had planted 2 months before it went off. Like there's Inception level genius with those Israelis.
Pagers is terrific. It's great. Blowing up beepers. That got me there. I read that 3 times. I couldn't believe they're using pagers. But that's what I got. They beat Bon Jovi.
Hey, Zach, what you watching?
So, we finished The Perfect Couple.
Oh, yeah, I'm not finished.
You should be. Because you're not wrong. I could have just skipped to the end and just, found out who did it and would have been like, oh, okay. Cool.
I was saying to Julia about that show.
Jenna was like, I'm like,
there's 2 types of murder mysteries, in my opinion. When you're watching the shows about murders and everything that happens, you either get 0 breadcrumbs or you could pause it and make a reason why. We're on episode 4. I could give you a motive for about 17 people right now.
Which is why the genius of Poker Face. They tell you who did it in the first 4 minutes. And then the whole show is watching Natasha Lyonne get there.
Meanwhile, so Poker Face is Columbo. Do you know they're bringing Matlock back?
I saw. Was it Judi Dench? Who's going to be? No, it's going to be
Pardon
Kathy
me.
Bates.
You bite your tongue. It is Dame Judi Dench.
No, but it's Kathy Bates anyway, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but apparently she's like Matlock's daughter or something. It's ridiculous.
But you finished Perfect Couple, so I'll take it.
Yeah, it was okay. When you find out who did it, you're just going to not give a fuck.
Yeah,
But-
I feel like it right now.
You know, sometimes the most obvious answer is also the most enjoyable one.
What's there's Murphy's Law, one of those laws.
Occam's razor, I think.
Hezbollah's Law.
Them too. They've got a good law. And we are caught up, except for tonight's on Only Murders. Top notch.
Okay.
It's
Man, this
incredible.
started. All right.
Just keep killing people. They're signed up for another season, so just keep killing people. What are you watching?
Julia was out last Wednesday. I had the
You
kid.
just trumped that. Julia was out last Wednesday. Best show. Don't show me. I was golfing.
He says everything 3 times. Like, Julia was out. My wife was working. She was out doing something. And I sat down. I watched the 2-part David Chase, Wise Guy, Sopranos documentary, if we're going to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
It is, if you like Sopranos a little bit, which you have to like it, it is the best goddamn 2 hours you will ever watch about anything. I have
Really? What's it on?
HBO. It's a 2-parter. It is absolutely fascinating because I guess I never realized, one, David Chase, Italian, doesn't end in a vowel, and that guy is fresh off the boat. His grandparents never spoke English. So it's very interesting to learn that Tony Soprano is kind of molded after his own life and his own thoughts, not the mafia part. That was just a vehicle. And of course, whenever you can see James Gandolfini, who is just an ultimate hipster. I mean, the guy was a Green Day, AC/DC, tie-dye shirt wearing guy. And you just watch this. It's fascinating. You get to see all the audition tapes from all the different characters, which is interesting because it's a lot of guys that didn't get the part, but got other parts. So you're watching them trying to do a character. Zach, again, if you like Sopranos a little bit, it's fantastic because it makes you go. I actually think it kind of cheapens The Sopranos a little bit because you sit there and you go, God, the layers of the mother and how specific and the way she thought. And then you find out, no, he literally was just writing bits about his mother. Like almost every story, the way she thought, the way she felt. It's called Wise Guy. 2 hours you will not hate. It's really, really good. I have a great Hippanonymous from this past weekend. It was a lady I called that I didn't remember seeing, but as I called, she goes, yeah, I remember you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And of course, when I show up at the house, the first time I showed up, I think I told you about this. I walk in, she's in her 70s. The husband's in his late 60s. He's playing Call of Duty. How often do you see somebody's grandfather saying they're just playing Call of Duty in the house?
That's awesome.
9:30 on a Saturday. Meanwhile, his name is Alan. Okay, not relevant until it is. So we start doing our physical therapy, and then she starts telling me, oh yeah, I remember when you were here. You know how I tell you when I go to my patient's house, they all think I'm the funniest person ever, but I literally have the same shtick I do for all of them? She started doing my bit. She goes, I remember you. You're the one. And she did every single joke that I had. I'm
How
like,
do you remember?
it was like 6 months ago I saw her, maybe 7.
I remember 6 days ago.
She knew every one of my punchlines. I just felt like sitting there like, yeah, lady, you got me. And then we're sitting there and she starts going off about nothing. And when they do that, I let them talk. And I'm on my phone doing all the documentation. Patient did this. She said this. I'm barely listening. And then she goes,
mad athletes.
She goes, Alan, are you even listening right now? And I went, I am so sorry. She was yelling at her husband for not paying attention. I thought she caught me not listening to her. I was like, she was like, Alan, are you listening to me? And I generally can multitask. Then she says, like these paintings on the wall? And I look and as I said, oh yeah, they're lovely. And she says, my father painted them. And at which point I said, oh, they're very nice. She goes, you don't think they're like paint by numbers? I said, what? No. She goes, the other therapist who came here, that's what he said about the paintings. I went, holy shit.
That's gutsy.
I made a face and she goes, that's the reaction you were supposed to have. When he said that, I almost threw him out of the house. I was like, that is not nice. When somebody shows my father painted this and she goes, I thought it was a paint by numbers. You're like, holy shit.
That's awful.
That's really terrible. But
It's about as bad as it
her
gets.
yelling at her husband, and I thought I was cooked. I was like, and I legit was not paying attention to a word she was saying. She was on Oxy, like blabbing on like Zoe about a doll or something. Pishadoo of the week. I got 10 candidates. Let's get this going. Candidate number 1. Did you see that Justin Timberlake? He had that drunk driving case, and then he was let off with a $500 fine, which I think is laughable. Who cares? But also has to make a public service announcement video about drinking and driving. I know he wants this to go away, but you know how much that's worth? I'd rather pay another fine and do 30 days of community service or something.
No, he could bang out a song or like Dick in a Box kind of thing. He could make it great. He could make this like an actual help people thing.
Look, if you said to me, Alan, you were drinking and driving, paint a picture. Okay, I'll do the best I can. If I'm Picasso and you say paint a picture to get out of jail, no, my picture's worth a little bit more than what you're charging me with.
No, it'll take Picasso 45 seconds, just like it'll take Timberlake 45 seconds to do this thing.
Okay.
How long do you think half that shit took Picasso to make?
25 minutes max.
It's that tops.
Did you hear
I
that?
saw at the Moreau Museum, white canvas, blue dot. Literally 14 seconds, and it's hanging in a museum. Even Zoe goes, what is this? Like, she was mortified.
You know that Campbell's Soup Company is getting rid of soup and changing their name?
Because Duncan did that. They dropped the donuts.
Right. Did you have any idea what the soup was called?
Campbell.
Or when we go there, we call it noodle soup.
It's like, no, it's Campbell's soup. Well, good drop.
Who gives a shit what the name of the Green Jacket, Gold Jacket? Like, I could not care less what it was called. Them changing their name, like, oh, okay, I'm not buying any more or less.
Literally, it's just a publicity stunt. They haven't gotten a painting in a long time since Andy Warhol died. I met him once.
Go.
No, I think I was like 7. I had no idea who he was. My mom was, hey, it's Andy Warhol. Go introduce yourself.
I heard the story about your mother at a bar talking up somebody who was not that person. I don't know if I trust you on this story.
He was younger back then, and it was him. We were in a museum.
You may be able to pass a lie detector because you legitimately thought you saw Andy Warhol. I'm not 100% sure you saw him. It could have been a different guy.
I'm actually quite certain that I've seen pictures. Yeah, it was him. But she was also in her like 40s and much more sane or sharper than now. She's 70 and thinks everybody's a celebrity.
She thinks she's a celebrity. Meanwhile, whatever happened to her Impractical Jokers one?
It hasn't aired. Not happy about it.
Zach.
Well, I was talking about it today with someone. When she texted, do you watch Practical Joker? I might have been interviewed by Murphy. I'm in. Like, I'm crying laughing. When she said Murphy, I was done.
A Carnival cruise ship collided with an iceberg.
Was Allison on it?
She didn't do Carnival.
She's too good for Carnival?
Here's my problem with this story. One, as the ship, as the captain, as the 35 crew members, you have one job.
Yeah.
Don't hit
Titanic.
nothing.
Just don't Titanic.
But number 2, the amount of people I meet that don't go on ships because they cite the Titanic, are they fucking stupid? This ship literally hit an iceberg and didn't lose anything. The buffet still went on.
The buffet always goes on.
Yeah, that would be the 2024 version of Titanic. You know, the guys here, they're playing them. There would be some fat fuck on a Carnival cruise to be like,
shrimp.
One hop this time.
Your father's stealing shrimp.
Speaking of one hop this time, I did get a chance to watch that lovely video of your wife doing the electric slide. She was not on.
She was better than any of the other people doing it.
That was a low bar, but she was.
Bar.
She was. I was like, her turns, her kicks,
terrible. Okay, she was terrible. Just because she was the best on the floor doesn't mean she was good.
She was the Elaine Bennis of the electric slide.
It was better than like that version of ice hockey, like with the fat guy and the little skinny one. They were an item.
Zach,
remember that Nintendo game?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's how they look. Those two.
The electric slide is it's a 3-step. It's 1, 2, 3, clap. Well, she was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was off.
Whatever. She was stomping the floor.
Minnesota Twins catcher. We did. Next candidate. This past week in Sphere, not called the Sphere, but it's Sphere, which really bothers me.
I don't like that. It's the Sphere.
It's not. It's Sphere. The UFC did an event and they celebrated Mexico Independence Day. They called it Noche Mexicana. They posted something in the preview leading up to this where they DM'd on Facebook a bunch of famous people and they asked for their opinions, their thoughts, like who they thought were going to win some of the fights. And a lot of the responses were pretty good because the UFC generally gets a lot of really good. They get a lot of really famous people who go to these events. So everybody, Max Crosby's a big fan. I know there's a ton of them. Then Mario Lopez, famous for Saved by the Bell fame, I think he goes to them sometimes. They hit him up, and he sent a response that bothered the ever-loving piss out of me. I'm trying to find it right now. It is dead air. Hey, Mario, can we get your prediction for tonight UFC O'Malley versus Dvalishvili? Ooh, I like both of these guys. I predict a hell of a fight, and I hope both of them leave the octagon as healthy as they entered.
What a push.
What a terrible answer.
Bad answer. Just give a name. What's the difference?
Just say, I think it's going to be close, but O'Malley's going to edge him out. I hope it's
you need to say one person's name, and if you're right, great.
I hope it's going to be a hell of a fight, and I hope they leave healthy as they entered. Those two things don't go together. No,
you want one guy to crawl out of the thing looking for his teeth.
I'd rather him say it's too close to handle. I don't know. It could go either way. There's a million things you say. I thought that answer, Bob, really, really bothered me.
Big knock, Pete.
Homer?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm in the finals this week.
Against?
You don't know.
Yeah. No Rosen?
No, I'm not.
Did I beat the two of those guys today? I bet I did.
I'm not sending them 2 days in a row. I don't care that much.
The one day I hate you. I went so interesting today.
Candidate number 6, Keon Coleman, rookie wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. He's been doing this forever. Last week in week 1, he was spotting wearing not one, but 2 mouthpieces hanging on to his football helmet, 2 different colors. He's been doing that in college of the rival football team of whoever he's playing against.
He wears their colors?
He wears their colors.
What? Idiot. At least he's not 31 with the family.
This is the definition of a Pishadoo. Why would you do that?
That's really dumb.
Shit? That really bothered me. Here's a fun one. Your boy, Alvin Kamara, scored 4 touchdowns yesterday. Chatting it up with one of my friends, a fantasy football guy, goes, yup, Alvin Bundy went off. And I said, dude, his name's not hit. Wait a minute. What is Al Bundy short for? And I Googled it. On Wikipedia, Al Bundy, short for Alvin Bundy. Did not know that.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
I don't think it's definite. I have them in leagues. Who cares? Nobody cares about your fantasy team.
Give me yours.
Zach, I couldn't find definitive answers about that, but Al Bundy being short for Alvin?
I had no idea.
The better thing I saw, showing you my rhythm, there was story time with Ed O'Neill talking about that he legitimately played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I had no idea.
He was a safety.
Cut from the team. He goes to a bar to drown his sorrows. In Pittsburgh, all they care about is their Steelers. On the TV at the bar, Ed O'Neill cut from the Steelers. He's like, dude, I went home with any girl I wanted that night at the bar. He's hammered driving, gets pulled over by a cop. He's got the girl, the broad, I think he called her, sitting to his right. Cop pulls him over and goes, hey, man, I know you had a tough one. Let's him go. Those fucking Steelers.
They love their team. It's so dedicated to everyone in those days before the internet knew who he was. Followed by face.
It's amazing.
How many safeties could you pull by face? Ed Reed, and that's the list.
2/3 of the league, 2/3 of the world covered by water. Rest covered by Ed Reed. Candidate number 8, aka the bronze medal. There was a play this past weekend in the Packers.
You think Palomar was wearing a piece? There's no way that's real at this point.
Are you talking about his hog or his head?
Either. His hair. There's no way that's still real.
He's Polynesian, or what'd you call him last week? Hawaiian something?
Something like that. Hawaiian adjacent, but that's real, you think?
In the Packers game this past weekend, there was a play where the ball is hiked to Malik Willis. It's a passing play. And for whatever reason, Malik Willis doesn't throw the ball. He runs around. LaFleur couldn't figure out why afterwards. So during the press conference, he says, so about that play, he goes, yeah, I had no idea until I asked Malik, why did he throw the ball? And he said it was covered in vomit from the center.
Show footage of it. It's so gross. If the guy just boots and then that's a gots to call timeout situation.
That's a stop. That's like a TV timeout or something, right?
Just throw it to the ref.
The Green Bay Packers center's holding the ball, pukes over it, still hikes it. Eat my shorts, Jason Kelsey. And he has to make a play with it.
By the way, I would get that out of my hands as fast as possible. Why the hell is he running around with it? That's the weirdest part of it.
Into the
If I saw that, I would throw it to the first person near me. I don't care what color her shirt is.
Silver medalist. I hate that this keeps popping up, and I do not care. I do not care. The quarterback for Nebraska football, who is a dead ringer for Patrick Mahomes, wears number 15, keeps the hair, which he says he's had that haircut since he's been a little kid, which I will buy. The hue you can't change, obviously. Have you seen his pregame ritual where he literally, it's second for second, they line them up. This guy is doing an impersonation. I think that's really terrible. People whose identities are somebody else. If anything ever happens to Patrick Mahomes, I'm suspect number 1. Suspect number 2 is this guy, right?
Yeah.
It's so strange. I don't get it.
He's their Ron Katz. Like, he's Mahomes' Ron Katz.
Public enemy number 1. And my gold medal candidate, bringing it back to this past weekend at the Spank Bank, which is what I'm calling it now. That's where I was going with the whole thing, was the place I'm calling the Spank Bank. That was the joke.
I got it.
We sit there, and when you're sitting with other parents, you haven't had a little kid in a while, you start chatting it up, and when you're in Vegas, the number 1 opener is where you're from. When you're at a kid's party, the number 1 question is, how old is your kid? And we see a kid who's towering over Milo. We start talking to the parents. They were really nice. And the lady said, oh, he's 14, 15. Yeah, I think he's like almost 15 months. I'm like, oh, our son is 15 months. Well, June 8th was his birthday. When is your son's? And the mother goes, oh, it's June 28th. I said, oh, just 20 days after. And the father goes, the 29th. And I turned and immediately tried to save her. And I said, I'm sure she was there. She remembers. And she looks, and in her defense says, look, it's our second kid. That's her defense, which I've heard a lot of parents say, second kid stuff. You only have one where the first kid, oh, no, you wash this off. Oh, no, you have to watch it. I know friends with 2 kids. The second kid can fall down the stairs. They're like, yeah, they'll be okay. We've had that happen before. Zach, to not remember your kid's birthday, even
Linda, when's Allison's birthday? Quick.
She knows. We know our own family very well.
Maybe.
No, it's the July 16th. Like
your dad know it?
Yeah. Yes. Probably.
Yeah, sure with that? Does he know yours?
Yeah. I really don't want to do this because there may be loyal listeners. I don't know many birthdays. I really, really don't. I could probably name like 10 people's birthdays. Thank God for Facebook. And my friends who don't have Facebook, I don't feel bad that I don't know their birthdays because I don't care.
Someone will tell me. We'll clue.
Justin Timberlake, $500 fine, makes a PSA video. Campbell's company is now they got rid of the soup in their company. Carnival Cruise collides with an iceberg. Minnesota Twins catcher. Mario Lopez DM, which was horseshit. Keon Coleman wears 2 mouth guards to show the other team's colors. Alvin Mundy had no idea that was his actual name. The Packer center hikes the puke on the ball. Nebraska quarterback who's trying to be Mahomes. And this lady not knowing her kid's birthday.
Fuck her kids. It's the puke on the ball. I don't know how anyone let that go. And what the hell is Malik Wilson? I would have even looked at someone on the other team and go, this says puke all over it. You could score a touchdown. Want it? No shot. I'm good.
I don't think it was covered like that.
Covered.
No.
Did you watch it?
It wasn't a good camera. I couldn't.
It wasn't like he boots all over it and then hikes it without hesitation. Just raw dog right at him. Was he wearing gloves even, Will? So did he go right to the hand?
No clue.
It's so nasty. It's how do you just throw that out of bounds and just say, this is what happened?
By the way, see what my mother did? My birthday. Boom. Nailed it.
Gee, I asked for Allison's. You gave yours.
Boozer Day, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, October 12th and 13th at a brewery very near my house. They are bringing together most of the 1986 Mets to do a card signing.
Yeah.
Want to go?
You know how much those cards cost?
Per person.
Fortune. $56 for a Tim Tuffle.
$99 for strawberry.
Birthday, October 17th.
Yeah, if you want to buy me a ticket, I'll go.
This fucking guy. What a hosser.
We out.